been a host of a podcast. How do we start this?
Okay, I'll introduce you. There's no swearing on the podcast. Oh, I'm so nervous. Okay, hi guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is a very exciting day because I have my best friend Claudia here with me. She's visiting just for today because she doesn't like me enough to visit for the whole weekend. But today we have a very exciting video because I did recently do a Q&A, but Claudia thought she could come up with some better questions, some more hard-hitting questions.
And really get to know her better.
And she's absolutely savage. We're just gonna answer I'm gonna answer some questions. She's gonna ask the questions.
And I have them, and
she's been preparing
they are maybe slightly diabolical, but that's okay.
I'm really nervous.
This is just so everybody can get to know Anne better.
Already
A
sweating.
Little backstory, Anne and I have been best friends.
Oh, wait, yeah, good point.
For a long time.
I was actually thinking about it, 14 years.
That's crazy.
Well, no, actually, okay, so we've been, Etta can come if she wants.
Do it. I believe in you. You're nice and clean today. That's why you're
get her.
I have to be quiet.
Okay, we have Etta here, who's my brother's dog. She wants to be
Has
involved.
she been in any of the podcasts?
Not the podcast.
Okay.
This is not a podcast. Claudia
vlogs.
wants to start a podcast so that
then we have to spend time together.
That's not your reason. She wants it to make money so that she can not have to be a doctor.
I don't really want to work anymore, but I have a lot of loans.
Oh, we were talking about
how we know each other.
So
yes.
You're probably gonna ask a question about this, I have a feeling. But we have been friends for like 14 years. I think it is 14 or 15. And best friends for 4 years, less than that.
I thought you were going to say only 3 years.
We were best friends in middle school.
Yeah, no, not in middle school.
Claudia bullied me in middle school.
We'll get to that later. To start this off, let's see. Which question should we ask? Okay, we'll just ease in. What in your search history that if somebody saw...
Oh, do I need my phone?
I don't know. No. Just like if
I know
somebody
what you're
saw,
thinking.
would you like die? Like if somebody saw whatever you typed in your search history.
I can't say that.
I also typed this in before that happened. So.
Okay. If you're my family watching this, skip ahead.
Like, seriously.
No, like, actually, I'm not kidding. Skip ahead. I feel like I shouldn't. This isn't monetized anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'll have to definitely mark not safe for kids. I've been watching Heated Rivalry and been obsessed with it.
I feel like that's all you need
That's
to
all
know.
That's all you need to know. And I'm not going to go into details, but I had a question about gay sex.
What was the oddest first date you ever went on?
I knew there was going to be a date question.
To give a little backstory here, I've been with the same person since high school, and so
How lucky. Way to rub it in.
I have to live vicariously through Anne and all of her dating horrors.
Pretty early I was in a long-term relationship for like 5 years, and then I had to actually start dating. And pretty early into that process, we created a notes app chart where we would like talk about the dates and name each guy that I went on a date with and their positives and negatives. I think it's really important. I'm literally like yelling. I'm gonna have to turn down the volume of this.
It's fine.
I think it's really important to tell your best friends when people treat you badly, because I think you block it out, or at least I do. That's kind of something I do.
And then we would have to remind her.
Yeah, so I would like block out how a guy treated me and then be like, oh, he wants to talk again. And Claudia would be like, you can't talk to him, he did this to you. And I'm like, oh my god, I forgot about that. So this was kind of like a way to hold myself
Like
accountable.
one time a man headbutted her.
I forgot. I have so many bad first date stories.
I know.
But I would have to say, a guy who told me that he doesn't like going outside in the rain, so when it rains, he would just put a poop pad down for his dog so that he didn't have to go outside.
Pretty upsetting, honestly.
The date ended pretty shortly after that.
What about the one who wanted you to go in an airplane?
He supposed me.
I hope he watches this. Who in your life do you keep around even though you really don't like them?
I'm a very introverted person, and I'm also a person who puts a lot of effort into my relationships. I like really deeply care about people, and so I don't feel like it's reciprocated, then I feel like I don't like let it go any further.
I think that's pretty fair. What is your biggest regret from the last year?
I don't believe in regret. No regrets. but I really don't believe in regrets. Like, I do
Okay.
believe that every decision I've made, like, obviously brought me to where I am. Am I sad about leaving California? Yes. But I wouldn't say I, like, regret it.
Okay.
Was there something you were thinking of?
I was just thinking, like, did you ever regret, like, moving to Orange County?
I wasn't with him the last year.
Oh.
You don't really know me. I don't regret it, though.
Okay.
Because I became best friends with Emma.
True.
And Jacqueline. And
That's
I
very
love
true.
both of them. I would say some of, like, my friendships that ended, I don't think I, like, regret it, but
Yeah.
I'm sad about a lot of things that happened this year, but I don't necessarily regret.
Okay.
I think you can make a decision that's really hard and doesn't feel good, but
Would
know
not
that it's the
regret
right
it.
decision.
What was the sluttiest era of your life? And explain.
Well, I know what she's referring to. So I'm first gonna say that my sluttiest era, how inappropriate, my family's watching. But when I first moved to San Diego, I think I was feeling very free. And probably like the first year that I was in San Diego. I was feeling very free. I had made some very scary decisions that had boosted my confidence. And I was just really, really feeling myself. But what Claudia is referring to is the beginning of our friendship, our true friendship. So, long story short, Claudia and I are of the era of Abercrombie jean miniskirts.
In middle school.
Middle school, Abercrombie jean miniskirts. And this one weekend, Claudia and I, we went shopping separately. We didn't go shopping together.
No, separate.
And I didn't know that you bought a jean skirt.
I didn't know you brought one either.
Okay.
I don't think.
Okay, I don't think we know. These were so short. They shouldn't have been.
We should not have even been allowed to wear them.
Anyway, and on Monday, I wore mine, and Claudia was not happy about that. She wanted to have her moment in her jean skirt
first. I actually think it was a gym day because I think I said this to you in the locker room.
Did you?
I think I did.
I thought you just spread a rumor.
No, I think I said it too. I think I'm really mean.
I blocked that out. I disassociated. Claudia called me a slut.
Yeah, to her face.
She called me a slut to my face because I wore my jean skirt before her.
Yeah. And then I just think I wore mine the next day.
And then she wrote me
an apology note.
But she didn't give it to me. Mad at me because remember some boy talked to me or something. She wrote me a card that was like her apologizing, then she didn't give it to me because she got mad at me again.
Who is your favorite acquaintance? And by acquaintance, I mean that Anne wouldn't allow me to have friends or to say anybody was my friend for the longest time, and so I had to call them my acquaintances.
That was when I had no other friends.
I know, but...
Okay, so I will say something about me. I have grown a lot. I used to be a very jealous person. Like, I feel like I'm not really that jealous anymore.
I agree.
And I would get jealous of, like, when people reach different life phases before me. And I was, like, really, really jealous. Like, it would make me so upset. I feel like I'm not that way anymore.
No, I think you've grown a lot.
Yeah, I'm kind of just, like, everyone's at different parts of their life, and my friends can have other friends.
I honestly think you going to California was, like, where that tipping point.
You're, like, petting my leg while you're
Well, she's like, but she's so heavy. I'm sorry, I have to, like, lean my hand on your thigh.
I used to be really jealous, and I feel like I'm not anymore. Like, outside of you, who's my favorite acquaintance?
Yeah.
That's mean. Can't pick favorite. I'd love all of my friends equally. She's just staring at
Yeah,
herself
she's
in the
just
mirror. I have a mirror, like, across from my bed, and she's literally staring into it.
Have you ever bought followers?
No.
Or faked anything on social media? And then if not, were you ever tempted?
Never bought followers and was never tempted.
Okay.
Because I care more about my community.
But
and
really,
being,
like, genuine.
Well, I just like having people who actually care about me. Which I was saying to you today. I was talking to her about this today because I feel like I grew really quickly from like 10K to almost 50K. And I guess it was like semi-intentional. Like I wanted to grow, but I didn't expect to grow that much. And I feel like I don't know my community as much, and I don't like that as much.
Because it was so quick?
Yeah. Because I've been like, should I just start over? I do feel like I don't have as good engagement now because people don't like care about me as much as they did when I had like 10K followers. But I've never bought followers. I mean...
Were you ever fake about anything?
I don't know. I feel like you kind of have to fake it a little bit. I would say maybe sometimes people thought I was gifted things that I bought myself to take pictures of.
Okay.
And that's kind of how I grew my portfolio and like got more brands to work with me is by buying products myself. I don't think I ever outright lied, but I think maybe people
made the assumption.
Maybe people assumed that I was being sent a lot of things from these brands, but you have to fake it till you make it. I would say that was a marketing tactic. So
it was a marketing tactic, not
like a lie. Okay. I have a really hard time lying. I feel really guilty.
You're like anxious just thinking about it.
Yeah, I can't do that.
What's the worst person that you've ever been attracted to, and why did you like them?
So mean. Worst person I've ever been attracted to.
Maybe head butter?
No, he was so hot. I know why I was attracted to him.
This is actually diabolical.
Oh god, okay.
What's the closest you've come to a complete mental breakdown? Sorry.
Closest I've come, 0 feet, 0 inches.
He wore the grippy socks.
I had a grippy sock vacation. A very short one. I was not held.
No.
I was not held for the typical 72 hours.
No.
It was less than 24 hours. They told me I was completely normal and could go home.
Yeah, because you were watching some interesting TV channels.
When I was, oh god, I've never talked about it, like how I was in the hospital. But
Oh, sorry.
no, it's fine. It's fine.
You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to.
Well, maybe I'll talk about it. But imagine this being like clipped for videos. I like become really famous and this comes up and it's just me. I had a full mental breakdown.
With Edda sitting right there.
It was caused by a lot of different things, and mostly by incompetent nurses. Thank you very much. But
You can teach them how they should be talking to patients on the phone.
Yeah, exactly. Don't threaten me the way you threatened me. But I will say that when I was in the hospital, I was like watching TV and there were so many crime shows on. I was like, I feel like I shouldn't be watching a crime show if I'm like in the hospital under 24-hour watch for like mental health. And so I put on Bluey. And then
Had you ever seen an episode of Bluey before then?
No. And I was like, okay, this seems better. They'll be like, oh, she's fine.
She's
you can
fine.
send her home. And the nurse came in and she was like, oh, honey, how are you doing? How are you feeling? And she's like, okay, and how old are you? And I was like 28. And she was like, oh my god, me too. And I was like, yeah, look how different of positions we're in, ma'am. Thanks for bringing it up. And then did I ever tell you about how I was walking out and the doctor was like, we all go through this. I've never let it get as far as you have.
Like, is that supposed to make you feel better?
Yeah, I don't know why she had to ask to add the personal anecdote.
Like, I think say, like, we've all gone through this is fine.
Yeah.
But then to say, like, but I've never let it get this far is a little much.
Yeah.
But also, can we go back a little bit to where Anne was saying that she was thinking really hard about what show she was gonna watch?
Okay, the thing is, I was there for, like, I checked myself in with my roommate. It's, like, such a long story, but basically, on the phone, I like can't explain certain parts without explaining others. Basically, I reached out to my doctor and I was like, I think I need help. Can you get me in to see me? They were like, yeah, we have an appointment 2 weeks from now. And I responded, I was like, yeah, that's not gonna work. Like, I'm having issues right now and I'm a little scared of how I'm feeling. And basically they called the cops on me. Not basically, they did call the cops on me. And then they called and they're like, oh shoot, we meant to call like an ambulance, not the cops. And I was like, do you guys know what you're doing? And that sent me into a full spiral because I was like, no one's believing me, no one's understanding me. Anyway, so move forward, and they threatened, they said, if you don't go to the hospital and check yourself in, we are going to call the cops and the ambulance and have them take you in. And as a person who's already like having a lot of mental troubles, that was not helpful at all, and I felt like so unsafe. And so I was like, all right, at least I can have control over this situation. So my roommate brought me to the hospital and we checked in and they were like, why are you here? And I was like, well, I've been feeling like very depressed lately, but I'm mainly here because my doctor's office threatened to call the police on me. It's like so not funny.
But like kind of is
but
now.
like kind of is now. It's just a ridiculous situation. Anyway, so they were like, okay, well, we're glad you're here because like this is the best thing that you can do for yourself. But it never really clicked to me until like I was there for like 12 hours that I
weren't being allowed to leave.
Like that I wasn't going to be allowed to leave. Like
you couldn't have just been like, I'm done, bye. And
yeah, I couldn't have checked myself out. It wasn't clicking to me. It wasn't clogging to me that I was being held against my will. It's so not funny. But basically like they had it wasn't a nurse, it was like an assistant, an aide. Mm-hmm. They had an aide watching me because
Were they in your room or in the hallway?
In the hallway.
Okay.
But they were clear doors. It wasn't, Basically, I think you can deduce from what I'm saying that I was on, I don't know if you can say that in a
You were on
YouTube
a watch.
video. I was on a watch. But I had no idea. I didn't feel like I was in that severe of a place that I needed that. And so it didn't clock to me that that was happening. And so I had a guy who was sitting outside the room watching me all the time, constantly. And they started clocking to me. Well, they took all of my clothes from me and my shoes and everything. And I was like, that's a little weird. It finally clocked to me when I asked to go to the bathroom. This is the lowest point in my life.
Oh, okay.
I think this was the lowest point in my life. They came into the bathroom with me and I was like, can you give me some privacy? And they were like, we actually can't. I was like, okay, this isn't a normal hospital stay. Something's weird. Okay.
This is the situation we're in.
It's clocking to me that you're standing on business. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
The Justin Bieber.
No. What is it?
He like gets mad at paparazzi and he's like, is it clocking to you that I'm standing on business? I will wrap this all up by saying, don't be afraid to ask for help, but be careful how you say it.
What's your credit score?
That's not fair because I was in the 800 club. I was in the 800 club.
Which is really impressive, everybody.
Which is really impressive.
Give her claps.
But I'm no longer in the 800 club. I'm down to 798 as of today.
That's still incredible, though.
It's because of the holidays.
Yeah, they just like come down a little bit and then go back
I had
up.
to spend some money to make my favorite people feel loved.
And all your crafting.
Oh.
That's probably...
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the holidays, actually.
All your crafting.
Yarn costs a lot of money, but I pay off my credit card every single time. I believe in being smart about your money and to not spend money you don't have unless it's absolutely necessary.
Don't spend the fun money on things that you can't afford.
Yeah. And this is coming from a girl who previously had to spend a lot of her money in California
Just to live.
What is like the number that you're supposed to, I think it's like 20 or 30% of your income is supposed to go towards like rent.
Yeah, there is some number.
Mine was like 60%.
Yeah, you weren't saving anything.
I wasn't saving anything. My first year in California when I was living in Santa Barbara, I was making not a lot of money and I was living out of my savings.
I really don't want to get you canceled.
I do think it's important to talk about though, like that you should be supporting change.
Okay.
When it comes to political beliefs, we should be encouraging people to change and move forward, not shaming them for what they've done in the past.
Well, we can talk about how I was an idiot.
Oh, okay. Wait, we'll tell a little story about political beliefs. Because let's be clear, we're going to start up front by saying that we are both anti-Trump.
Yes.
Are you anti-ICE?
Yes.
Yeah, we're
obviously.
both okay, I'm just making sure before I like say it. Anti-Trump, anti-ICE, pro-empathy.
Yes.
Pro-human rights.
Yes.
Pro-habeas corpus.
Yes.
Do you know what habeas corpus is?
That's that thing.
We would start by saying all of that. We both grew up here.
And basically, if you've never lived in upstate New York, it's like Alabama. But cold Alabama.
Wait. I wouldn't go that far. Wait.
Okay, then what?
Let me cook. Okay? Let me cook. You hear that New York State is a Democratic state. The Democratic part of New York is just New York City. Yeah. For the most part, every other part of New York is very, very red.
Insert a map here.
But I'll try to insert a map here. I don't know where to find that.
That feature is what I know.
I don't think they have that in CapCut. But it's like blue in New York City and then the rest is pretty much red. I think some of like the suburbs of New York City where like the people from New York City
probably
go. Yeah. But most of the rest is...
You want me to look up a map?
But most of the rest is red. And we grew up in Saratoga Springs, a very sheltered political environment, I would say. There was not a lot of diversity.
And nobody really would talk about it either.
No one would talk about it. No. We didn't really understand. I feel like, we were not very well educated on politics in general.
Not at all.
Growing up, both of our families were
fiscally conservative.
What's the other one? Socially liberal. Have you heard that before? Yeah, me too. We both grew up in a very sheltered environment, didn't learn a lot about politics, and pretty much assumed that everyone in the United States had like the same kind of views. Yeah. Didn't know any different. And when I say we were sheltered, I'm gonna give you a little story. Story time. I forgot that I also have something to say about you're not the only one. I know. In our senior year of high school, there was a special like assembly, a class assembly that you would go to. I think it was part of history class. Basically go into the auditorium and you would register to vote. Claudia and I sat next to each other, didn't talk because they basically were like, do not talk about this amongst yourself. Like you need to make this decision for yourself. We didn't know what decision to make. Like we knew nothing. And mind you, Like, I'm coming from a family who is fiscally conservative, socially liberal, but watches Fox News every single night. Kind of the same. I feel like your family didn't watch it necessarily every night, but we're kind of the same.
Yeah.
And so Claudia and I both filled out our registration cards, and we left the room, and I'm like, okay, now that we both, like, did it and made our own decisions, like, what did you register at? And Claudia goes, Republican, obviously.
Obviously.
And I was like, wait, but, like, you believe in that stuff? And she was like, well, no, but, like, it runs in the family. And I was like, so like, you registered Republican because the rest of your family is Republican? And she's like, yeah, that's how it works. So I say, Claudia, no, it's not. That's not how it works. For example, like, you can be whatever you want to be. Mm-hmm. However, my parents are both independents, which at the time I didn't know meant that they're not registered with the party. I said I registered with the Independence Party.
But we were both registered for parties.
Yeah.
That we had no idea were...
We both got those thank you for registering notes in the mail, and my parents were like, Anne, what is the Independence Party? I said, that's what you're part of. And they said, no, it's not. I'm still not educated as much as I should be on politics, but I don't think you need to be educated on politics to have empathy for other people.
I agree. Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to hear anything because Ed is snoring.
Because Ed is just snoring the whole time. It's fine.
Okay.
What age do you think you peaked at?
First of all, I think it's rude to say that I have already peaked and it's downhill from here.
Sorry, you're right.
I'm getting hotter, older, and wiser every day. But damn, when I was 25...
Why'd you pick 25?
Because I was so hot. That was when I was most confident, though, and I think that goes hand in hand.
You were in California?
That was when I said I was in my sluttiest era.
Oh, from that picture you sent me?
Mm-hmm.
Should I show
it might have been 26 then. Insert picture.
Insert picture here.
Thank you guys so much for watching. That is all the questions.
And that's a wrap. You're watching Disney Channel.
That's all the questions that Claudia has for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Maybe we'll do this again sometime soon if you guys have any more juicy questions. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to subscribe, you can click the button below. And I love you guys.
Bye.